Okay, we're rolling.
All right. So I just want to talk a little bit to my live streaming community about how to light yourselves. I've been studying photography for a couple of years, and really it turns out it doesn't matter how good your camera is. It almost doesn't matter how good your camera is. What matters is how the scene is lit, how you're using natural light, how you're using artificial light, and what that creates in your scene. One of the principles of lighting, one of the main principles of lighting is soft light to hard light. So when you have a small light source, that's a hard light. You have a large light source in comparison to your subject, that's a soft light source. So what do I mean? So if you go outside in the bright sunlight on a sunny day, the sun, although it's very large, obviously, it's very small in the sky. It's basically a single pinpoint of light in the sky, and it creates a very hard light. So you get all these hard shadows across your face, and it's not pleasant to look at. It creates extreme contrast that it's hard to look at. So this is an example of that right here. So I have this as a Aputure, Aputure, Aputure F7 light. So I have a lot of I have a couple. If it's very simple light, I have a couple different controls. I can control the power. I can make it brighter or darker. That's very bright. And I can dim it. And I can also make it warmer or cooler. So let me just, I lost the knob on this one. So this is as warm as it gets, 3200. It's supposed to be tungsten. That's not really quite tungsten, but that's pretty warm. And then as I turn it up, the light gets cooler and bluer, right? So for this experiment, I'm going to put it at 5600, which is just about daylight temperature. So right now, I've got this kind of like right on my face, right where you're looking, and I'm well lit, but I'm kind of boringly lit. And this light is a smallish light. It's about the size of the palm or my upheld hand. And if I move the light around my face, you see the shadows are very harsh. This shadow to the on the right side of my nose is like very sharp shadow. And you keep moving it around and you get this really dramatic, like, I'm gonna kill you one day, Mr. Druckmiller. You get a very dramatic kind of movie look there, right? Either way. Then of course there's backlight where you're like, which can be interesting too with enough front light. So that's a small, hard light. So now I'm going to walk through how I lit myself for the live stream that I did last week. I'm going to turn on my main light, the light that lit my face, okay? Now, I've also got an Aputure F7 with a gel on it, but I'm shooting into a reflective umbrella, and you're floating in space. It's like the outside of a spaceship or something. And what that does, it takes that small light source and makes it big. The umbrella is like 4 times the size of my head, and look how soft the light is. When I go to the side here, let's see, go this way, here we go. Now we still have shadows, but they're very soft shadows. You don't have those hard lines anymore. So it's a very beautiful light. It's kind of a, you know, if you've seen fashion photography or this is cinematic right here. This look right here. Look at this strong shadow along the side of my face. But it's a soft shadow. It doesn't have a hard line, and you can still see some detail in these shadows. You see my ear here. That's a very soft light. So I have that soft light about 45 degrees from where I'm facing. And my camera's going to be right here, and it's about 45 degrees that way. Not really 45 degrees up, but it's up a little bit. That's very standard. The whole like 30, 45 degree thing to the side or up. Hardly ever from the bottom. That gives you the Halloween look. Where are you, Nadine? So you want it coming from above and to the side a little bit. And then you get this contour. You get little bits of detail on the face. And now this light that's behind me over here, that is a hard light, you see it's getting this bold highlight that helps to contour and detail my features. So now suddenly there's sharpness to the picture. I haven't changed the camera, but I'm not in my bedroom anymore. There's something else happening. There's some detail and contour, and this highlight on this thing right here is a little bit like we're in a laboratory or a studio, right? So the other thing you can do with light in your frame, in your live stream, is put some light in the frame. You can backlight yourself. You can use some fairy lights, which are always a fantastic idea. Fairy lights just make magic every time. I've also got this lamp. I'm going to turn a lamp on to put a lamp in the picture. So I have a hard light for a little bit of detail and contour. I have a soft light to kind of flatter the scene. I have some light that's in the scene. And I've played with light to create an interesting... I haven't done anything to my set. My set is the same, and the set's pretty cool. I got some paintings up. I got a nice looking microphone here. The set's pretty cool. But what I've done with the light really makes the scene. And you can do this anywhere. You can just hang up a curtain behind you or whatever, and then start working with light to make a work of art out of yourself when you live stream. All right? I hope you learned something. If you have any questions, you have any suggestions, things that you tried, video lights that you bought that you like working with, anything like that, leave it in the comments. Leave us links to where you bought the stuff, anything.
The iPad just ran out of power just now.